Well, good day. My name is George Sullivan. I'm a graduate student at Wayland Baptist University in Anchorage, Alaska. Today, I'm going to be giving a presentation on parables. Specifically, do parables conceal or reveal a message? First, we got to define what a parable is. Now, for this presentation, I'll be speaking about those biblical parables that Jesus told in the Gospels. A parable in itself is a comparison of two or more things in the form of a statement or a story. The settings of the story or statement are taken from the ordinary lives of the ancient Jews in the time of Jesus. A parable is not intended to recount a factual event, but its goal is to illustrate a moral attitude or a religious principle. Parables are precise and are without unnecessary details to keep the listener and audience focused. At the end, a parable asks the listener to make judgment on the story and, most importantly, have the listener make similar judgments on their own lives. This could be an epiphany of sorts. Parables are mainly associated with Jesus in the New Testament, but are also found in the Old Testament. But those are normally used as analogies and comparisons, but are still meant to teach spiritual wisdom. It is important to understand that the meaning of a parable is not intended to be hidden and should be apparent. However, that depends upon the audience and the individual hearer. Parables used figures of speech and were used for ease of understanding, but that's not always the case, as some members of the audience were definitely left with that deer in the headlights look, trying to figure the parable out. Heck, even the disciples didn't fully understand a parable. Now, unlike Aesop's fables, a parable has no stated moral to the story at the end. You either understand or you don't. Parables are spoken to conceal the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but only to those who are indifferent to the message or opposed to their spiritual meaning. Now the question, do parables conceal or reveal? Well, the answer is in Matthew 13, verse 10, that those that know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven will understand them, and those that do not know the secrets will not understand. If a parable conceals, who are they concealing from? Specifically, they conceal from members of the Jewish people who did not have the heart to understand, or those that were opposed to and were indifferent to the spiritual meaning and fulfillment of the heavenly promises. Now, there was a purpose for this, the purpose for the concealment, as it was for those Jews to reject Christ and harden their hearts even more to the point of having him crucified. Thus, the concealment of the message. And what about the revealing portion? Parables were spoken to those Jews and revealed truths of the kingdom of God to those of the Jews that were willing to receive and perceive their spiritual meaning and promise in a higher dimension. To these Jews, their parables opened up the mysteries of the kingdom of God. The meaning was revealed to those who had the ears to hear and the heart to understand. However, it's just not by understanding a parable at face value will you be granted the blessings of God. But it's seeing the truth and responding to it as a godly revelation, as in Matthew 21:45, when the chief priests realized the parable was about them and schemed to get Jesus arrested. It is undeniable that some parables were difficult to understand, even by the disciples. We find that in Matthew 13:36, when the crowd left, Jesus had to tell about the parable of the weeds, and the disciples afterwards didn't know what he was talking about and had to ask for some clarification. Now, in conclusion, understanding a parable will depend upon the heart and spirit of the hearer. For the hearer, whose heart is soft and open, the parable will bring revelation, unlock hope, and lead to life. But for the hearer whose heart is already hard and predisposed against God, the parables will confound and will ultimately confirm the sinful inclinations of their heart. Through the parables, do they conceal or reveal? They do both. It just depends on the hearer and their heart. With that, I thank you for watching this presentation, and I wish you a wonderful day.